So welcome into the form where we look forward to some really good racing for our Easter weekend. We're back at Ellerslie for the feature. It is the Easter Handicap at Group 3 level. We're also heading down to Riverton for our other domestic action, and we've got more Kiwis in play in Australia. So to talk through the action, Aidan's having a wee Easter break, so we just have Bevan Sweeney and Leith Innes talking through all of the form, and this is what's coming up this week. We'll start with the feature out of Ellerslie, the Group 3 Easter Handicap over the mile, then having a look at the undercards where we look forward to the Championship Stakes and the Starway Stakes at Ellerslie. Our race trackers heading down to Riverton, where one of the features is of course the Cup on the program. We look forward to the all-age stakes in Australia there, where we see Grail Seeker go around for Wexford, and our best bets, we'll be looking to find you more of those for the weekend. We head to Ellerslie for our feature racing this weekend. And Leith, as I say hello to you, we've had quite a bit of rain and wind around. What are we expecting come the weekend? Yeah, obviously gale force winds out there and a few weather warnings. Look, today, Thursday, Pip, there looks like there's probably another 12 mils, if not more. And Friday, it's sort of clearing a little bit late in the day to 8 mils. So, look, the track's currently a soft 5. It might be soft 6 come Saturday morning at Ellerslie. OK, well, the feature is race number 8 on the program. So let's take a look at the market here and see how it's shaping up. You can see very open with Tardelli currently favourite at $7 from You Say Dulce at $7.50, Meaningful Star at $9, Herbert at that $9 quote, and Sacred Satono at $11. So it's not easy as far as the market shows. Leith, maybe you can give us a bit more of a guide where you see them positioning in the race. Yeah, it's going to be a full field, Pip, of 18. Looks like a nice little bit of speed. You Say Dulce, probably the natural leader from barrier 3. Rudyard, Chattahoochee will get a nice trip just in behind the leaders. A horse like Herbert, Tardelli will probably get back off midfield. Wild Knight, Moss Invader. Cabana's come up the outside gate, so they'll probably have to go back with him as well. OK, that's how we're thinking the speed will shape up. Let's take you back now to some form. And we'll start with the Sacred Satono, who was very good here last time on the track at Ellerslie. Over the shorter distance, Leith, of the 1,300 metres, but still a really nice run, and we know he likes the mile. Fresh up over 1,300 metres, he was great. He had a drop on them, got into the perfect part of the track. Tristan Moodley claimed the 2 kilos. He's got to carry the full weight of 60 kilos this week. It's certainly not going to be easy. Top weight was 60 kilos, and he was impressive. He's got to go up for the extra 300 metres up to a mile, where he's only had one other start, and that was in the Aotearoa Classic when he was beaten on that off track when Desert Lightning won the race. Blown away, really, by Sacred Satono that day. Didn't think he could win with that weight, but he kented up to him. I love his attitude. He tries. You'll see those close-up photos. He's arching the neck. He's all-out effort. Hey, he's got the 60, he's got the 1,600 metres, which against him. I was pretty impressed with you, say Diorse, first up to the open handicap grade, but still just that little bit green. A couple of horses I do have a fair bit of interest in, one of those being Electron, who was the last start winner, this at Te Araha. And the other horse in the race that really interests me is Moss Invader. I've got a big opinion of Moss Invader. Any sort of easing in the track conditions helps. Look, charged home behind Orchestral 3 starts ago, went to Meta, really solid behind Desert Mystic. But the starting manners are the only major concern, as we see Electron win really nicely for Sam Minot. Probably disappointed me in the previous 2 starts, however got that winning turn. So Leith, Moss Invader, I think is a horse with a lot of upside, getting in with the 53. Electron is the sort of horse will put itself right there, and that gives it that tactical advantage over Moss Invader. Yeah, Electron's going to be probably right up there on the speed. It's a good buy. Sam Minot bought it off Gavel House for I think over $1,100 or something like that. Moss Invader, he's an up-and-comer, even though he's only won the one race. His sectionals were 800, 600 and 200 metres in that race at Tiara were the quickest of the race. Uzuru was okay as well. He's another one who's got a nice light weight of 53 kilos. It's a very even field though, isn't it? It really is, because you've also got Chattahoochee in there too, Leith. And we'll take you back to last season's running of the race, where Chattahoochee finishes second for Debbie Sweeney, in behind Snazzy Tavi. Only had to carry the 53 kilos this day, so goes up just a kilo. But you know, Leith, if that rain hangs around, really relishes it. He's one of those horses, the barrier one's going to be a big plus for him, where he can just probably sit just off the strong sort of tempo. Look, he's well
weighed again this week, 54 kilos. Lindsay Saverley on. Nats Nazi Tavi winning the race last year when it was postponed from Ellerslie, and they had to end up racing at Te Rapa. So, look, I reckon he's a great each-way chance this week, Chattahoochee.
I agree. I think he gets the inside gate. He gets that favourite on-speed position in the run. I think his form has been rock solid this preparation. The weight's perfect for him. But this race is so even. We haven't spoken about Tardelli, who came out of the Ellerslie win and actually raced nicely behind Vegas Queen. He's trialled up well in between times. You've got the two probably most improved horses in the CD outside of Meritary Molly here in Herbert, and Dr. Esker is just taking every step up. All that said, Chattahoochee's a good each-way chance. I've been a fan of Moss Invader from the off. I'm going to stick with Moss Invader, informed stable, 53 kilos, enough tempo here over the 1,600 metres to see Moss Invader getting right into this race.
Yeah, I certainly think Moss Invader is probably the best chance of the O'Sullivan Scott team. I'm with Chattahoochee. I think great each-way value. The sponsor, Brian Black, he's got a half share in the horse as well. So, look, last time they won the race was a while ago, Carson's Cash with the young Vinnie Colgan on.
OK, that's what the guys are liking in the Manco Easter Handicap. You can catch all of the action on your big Saturday. That race gets underway at 4:12. We stick with the Ellerslie and we have a look at the Championship Stakes firstly on the undercard, another at Group 3 level, sponsored by Trelawney Stud. And it's a cracking field. You've got Kiwi Skyhawk at $2.90 in the market for Stephen Marsh. Also has Bourbon Proof in the race at $10. Ormella there at $3.40 and Atmospheric at the $7 quote. Also kept safe in our market. That's how that's shaping up. What about the form? We'll take you back to, firstly, the Manawatu Classic, Group 3 here. What's the favourite Leith leading in, and he duly delivered? Yeah,
look, it was a race run at really strong tempo, so he got back. I think he's better ridden, a little bit quiet as well, this horse. He certainly looked a lot more comfortable this way round, left-handed at Wellington. He's gotten good races in the past at Ellerslie. Look, the barrier one's a big plus for him. Matt Cartwright's got a good affinity with the Marsh stable as well, so he's going to take some beating, Bevan.
He is going to take some beating. Dubois Potiki couldn't win at Te Awaraneki Pro. I don't want to knock Dubois Potiki because it was a super performance behind Kiwi Skyhawk and a horse that's going to win its share of races. But he didn't win that particular race. I don't think that we really would have thought too much of him going forward this season, and he would have been out in the spelling paddock. He loomed up, he put him away, he deserved to put him away. He's got the good draw. I think he's a major player and really hard to beat. Dubois Potiki, if it can hold in there and continue to improve what we've seen in the last two, maybe a player as well. Zormella, now this was a run. It was thrown in to the Kiwi just because we lost one of the original horses in the NZB Kiwi, and look, I didn't think it raced badly, and then it went to Te Araha. There was money on. Of course, this is the Frack Syndication's horse, and it blew them away. There is upside here, Leith around Zormella. Nice filly, only going to improve being by El Manzour. 2,100 metres, there's got to be a slight question mark, but the El Manzours generally run through a brick wall.
Yeah, look, she was super impressive. Good ride this day. Tristan Moodley put her right outside the leader. She ran home in 33 seconds. Obviously, they'll be looking for that track at Ellerslie to sort of come back. She's a really strong filly. She's got a good draw. She's had a race around Ellerslie, as you said. She was in the Kiwi, took the slot of Dealt with the Roger James and Robert Wellwood trained horse. So, look, the Frack Club, they've got a private room on Saturday at Ellerslie as well, so there'll be a fair bit of money come for her late as well.
Yeah, there certainly will be. She's sitting second in the market at the moment. This horse that's sitting third is Atmospheric, a $7 chance currently. Very good last time at Pukekohe. Leith gets over the top of Midnight Edition, who's now franked the form, winning at Te Rapa on Sunday. So a nice type for Cody Cole.
Yeah, this was a really good strong win, Pip. It was hard to make ground this day at Pukekohe, and look at the 200 metres. He had no chance of winning. Obviously, it was only a maiden race since he's been to Ellerslie for an exhibition gallop Wednesday 10 days ago. So, look, I was there that day at Ellerslie when he went round. He galloped nice, and I know the Cody Cole team are really happy with how he's going as well.
You just got to try and work out whether that's the form like that wins this race. I thought it was a really good performance. Anyone that watches that will say 200 metres, no chance. Getting up to one was a really good performance for the a 3-year-old. So got to be giving them form recommend. Where it lands from that gate, I think it does have enough to jump out and put itself somewhere handy. A rocker out of a redwood, 2,100 metres. Maybe a slight niggle there, but I don't think too much from what we saw at the most recent performance. But I'm with Zormella. Look, I think there's a few horses who have been up for a long period of time and had some pretty big dances this season. Yes, their form line stands out, but I think Stephen's holding them together for one more crack at a nice race. So I'm going to go with Zormilla. Look, the Frat Club is another innovation in our ownership ranks, and I hope they get some success on Saturday. And look, you run home in that 33, you've got to be quite smart.
Yeah, I'm with you as well, Bevan. Look, it's been a good race in the past, stepping stone to Brisbane. So, look, we've seen Robert and Roger take horses over to Brisbane in the past. And, look, she'll be going very close on Saturday from barrier 2.
She certainly will. Good luck to the Frat Club going for the filly there in the Championship Stakes. We'll go back to race number 4 now. We look forward to the Sky City Starway Stakes at listed level over the 1,200 metres, where Stormfront is the mover in the market at $3.10 for Tony Pike. Too Sweet there at $5 currently. And then you've got a Little Black Dress. It's only had the one start for the win for Stephen Marsh at $5.50. Let's take you back to, firstly, Too Sweet. Last time out here, went back and fresh in the Manawa 2 sires. Again, she just drew wide here. Leith had to sit up on the speed, so she stuck on pretty well. Yeah,
look, she just can't get a gate, can she? Obviously, this week she's in barrier 8. This race here, she was in 13. In the start before that, she was the outside gate in the Cracker Million. So, I think she was game. 1,400 metres may have found her out a little bit late. Obviously back to 1,200 metres on a track that she's won and gone well at before. Ellerslie, I think she's going to be awfully hard to beat this week.
Yeah, she's the obvious one with a better gate. I agree with you. She just hasn't drawn a slot. If she can find that front easily at Ellerslie, she can dominate. They did have big expectations there at Trentham. Maybe just a touch disappointing, having jumped and put herself there. I thought she looked as though she'd improve a fraction. Too Sweet, and we know she's got really good ability. Little Black Dress adds interest here. This horse, the filly by Snitzel at a Star Fashion, is bred to fly, and you'll see a couple of others in this particular race as well. But Little Black Dress worked, led, heavy 8, kicked, too strong Leith. Heavy 8, I don't think it was, any sort of winter track. Bit of rain around at Ellerslie, it'll improve her, and we pin sticks in the saddle. And the breeding just says lightning quick.
Yeah, look, she's got a little bit of a tricky gate in gate 9, but you can see her there. She pinned her ears right back. She was very professional. She's also had a trial round at Ellerslie where she won as well. So, look, she's been there before. If Billy can just slowly get across and get her outside the leader, she's definitely a top 3 chance.
Yeah, and a stable that is absolutely firing. As we move on to the favourite now, Stormfront. We'll take you back to his only start and win at Ellerslie. Leith, he was so impressive here that he was, of course, the favourite for the Karaka Million off the back. Clearly had his injuries, but he's had that nice tick-over trial.
Yeah, look, he had a little sort of bone chip removed out of one of his knees, and look, it wasn't bad. They could have kept racing him, and they decided to sort of pull the pin on him, and like he said, after this, he was a clear favourite in the Cracker Millions. That's Vegas for Luck, running 3rd there in the race as well. So it's not bad form. He's had a trial since then, and the stable are really happy how he's going as well.
Well, if Leith's saying the stable's happy, then you'll be very, very happy because Leith's close. The Cop by Snitzel, very impressive with that one run. Of course, they did play him very strongly that day, and he delivered nicely, and the trick over trial's been very, very good. But I think I'm going to go with experience in this particular race, and there's one here that's clearly forgotten in Torito, who was really good behind La Dorada in the big go at Ellerslie. He was slow away from inside gate, given no real chance from there. Hit the line really, really nicely. He put up some really good performances prior to that. I think it's got a perfect gate if they can jump this horse and just keep it forward of midfield. It's really forgotten in this race for me, Leith Torito.
Yeah, I like Royden Bergerson, Too Sweet. If it came up for a better draw, I'd probably put it on top. But I'm going to go for the Tony Pike Stormfront. They've got a big rap on him. He's had a nice trial a couple of weeks ago where Pierre won the trial. So, look, he's ready to go this week from barrier 6.
And that does complete our look at Ellerslie. If you want to catch all of the action, we'll make sure you're tuning into the big Saturday for the build-up from 11:30 a.m. Time for our race trackers. Make sure you note these ones down. We think you should be following them in the coming weeks. And Leith, we start with you. Who have you found this week?
Look, I'm going to go Tony Pike train runner, Cannon Hill. He's going to be running on the 25th at the New Palmerston North racetrack, the Anzac Mile. He ran second here, fresh up, and look, he's run the fastest 600, 400 and 200, and just got beat by Carmen Line, but look, a race like the Anzac Mile, he's going to get in with a nice lightweight of 53 kilos. He'll be going awfully close next Friday week.
I'm going with a Gail Tempton runner and Procol Boy out of Trentham on Saturday. Won its debut at Waverley as a senior horse and then went to Trentham, and you can just see the yellow cap in behind them here. I thought this was a decent sort of race. Just watch the last 100 metres. He was desperate to get a decent sort of crack at them, this horse, and I think if he'd got a decent sort of run at them, he might have run a very, very close third or fourth, all being in the mix. But Procol Boy, for me, I think he'll go back to weaker company and be very hard to beat.
And I'm taking you back to Te Rapa from Sunday. Whiskey and Roses, he comes right off the pace. He has very good sectionals closing off the race. The two that were out in front end up running 1-2, including Midnight Edition. He's a horse that likes a bit of cut out of the track too. So with that rain around at the moment, I feel like he's a real follow for Joanne Surgener. A nice horse, Whiskey and Roses. Here's a summary. Cannon Hill for Leith, a Procol Boy for Bevan. I'm with Whiskey and Roses. Note them down and hopefully they pick up a win very soon. We also head down to Riverton for our second domestic meeting. So Bevan, as we get to you, weather and track-wise, what are we looking like?
Well, I'm not an expert on the deep south, and there is a fair bit of weather around, especially in the North Island at the moment, but from what I can tell off the Met Service website, heavy 8 track condition at the present moment. Today is supposed to be 15, no rain. Friday 18, a couple of showers forecast for Saturday. So my expectations would be that we'd get a slightly improving track condition for day one of the 2 days there at Riverton.
Yeah, not a bad job there, Sweens, as we have a look at race number 8 on the program, the Kennedy Building Riverton Cup, and our favourite Lofty's Gift at $5.50 from Smooth Operator at $6, Elegant Ladies also at that quote. The mover in the market has been Prince Albie as well, a wee bit of speaking for the Calvin Tyler runner. Let's go back to one of the key lead-in races here. It is the Dunedin Gold Cup, and Lofty's Gift Leith was really good this day. She's just such a tenacious mare.
Yeah, obviously I think, and this probably is the best lead-up race that we're going to see. Lofty's Gift obviously backing up from last Saturday in the Southern Alps, where she was beaten 5 lengths. There's a couple of nice runs in there. I thought Elegant Lady didn't have all favours of sort of a slower tempo. She got back and held up, and she hit the line pretty good late as well. And look, Mare of Norway was pretty good in the race as well. Yeah,
I thought there's some really nice runs in that particular race. Pips convinced me around Lofty's Gift. She was aboard that day, and look, I'm just forgiving last start when caught wide at the 1600 metres. Up to 21.47, I think, is a really sweet spot. Look, Prince Albie with the claim is getting into a spot where he'll be winning at short notice. I thought he was really good that day, and I agree around Elegant Lady. She got in a pretty tough sort of spot as well to Mighty Diva. Not the worst chance in this race. As you mentioned about Elegant Lady, this is the performance at Riccarton at the 1800 metres last start. She didn't have all favours on this occasion either. She got back, Riviera Rebel's going to take the race out, but once she gets clear, she does really start to fly. Now, during the car park, Leith, she doesn't help herself. She becomes a low percentage player because she finds herself in very niggly positions, but she's had an inside draw last time. She got back on the inside previous start. Maybe an outside draw is actually a plus for her, that she can get out into the open.
I think it is as well. She's going to start from barrier 14 if there's 2 scratchings. I think the key to the race is where the tracks, if it does rain down there and they are getting out a little bit into the centre, it's probably the ideal draw for her. And look, she's when she does find that little bit of form, she normally keeps it as well.
I'm going to go with the senior horse in the race, Prince Albie. He's the winner of 9 of 48. He's a winner at the course and the distance. I think he is really coming to a position where he should be winning a race at short notice, and he's a really good staying type of horse by Sacred Falls for Calvin Tyler. So Prince Albie for me in the Riverton Cup.
Yeah, look, Amber Riddell, she's got a nice book of rides down there at Riverton. She's riding well too, 3 kilos off the back, going to be hard to beat. But I'm with Elegant Lady. I think the outside draw is probably going to help if they run along at good tempo. If they're winning in the middle of the track late in the day, I think she's a great each-way chance.
Okay, so moving from that race now to race number 7 on the program, the other feature. This is for the fillies and mares over the 1400 metres, the Riverton Rural Transport Francolin Stakes, where Addictive Passion, narrow favourite at $3.90 from Go Lottie at $4, and then you do have 3 of them on that $7 line. Let's go back to Go Lottie. This is 2 starts ago. She beats home Addictive Passion here, Leith, over the 1500 metres. Form's been good since with the second, and she has the claim.
Yeah, she's going super well. Obviously gets in the race with 52 kilos with the 3 kilos off her back. There's a lot to like about her. She's in good form. Her last 2 runs have been super. She's rated 86. She's well weighted in the race as well. So I think that she's the one they will have to beat, Bevan.
I'm keen on Addictive Passion. I've been really impressed with her body of work this preparation. There's a swing in the weights back towards Addictive Passion. Addictive Passion draws a really good gate as well. She can actually jump away. She's been awkwardly away from a couple of inside draws recently, which have sort of put her out of commission, but I thought she's really hit the line nicely. I've got a lot of respect for Go Lottie as well. I thought Movie Girl probably improves a fraction into this race as well, but I like Addictive Passion with Corey Campbell for leader. Beck, I think this horse is very close to picking up a decent race, and look, she's already won 5 of 25, so she's been a great mare.
Yeah, I'm with the number 1, Go Lottie. Look, Amber Waddell, like I said, she gets down to that beautiful luxury weight of 52 kilos, and from barrier 4, she should be right there on the speed as well.
That's what the guys are liking in the 7th. And whatever you like, don't forget there is the Odd Surge available too on every race at Riverton. So well worth having a play down there. We are back at Randwick again this Saturday, where we do have Alonso Sullivan and Andrew Scott with the Raider trying to take the Australian spoils. So Leith, as we get to you, it's been pretty good there the last couple of weekends. What about this time?
Yeah, certainly last week played really fair and well. Obviously this week we've got mostly sunny for the next couple of days. Pip, the rail's out 6 metres from the 1,000 metres to the winning post, and Remainer out 5 metres. So we're going to have good, even sort of racing, and hopefully that track gets us back to that good 4 on a Saturday morning.
Fingers crossed as we take a look at the Group 1, the all-age stakes here, where Brias is your favourite at $3.80 from Jimmy Star at $6.50, Jolly Star at $7, Broadsiding, it's a super field, and there is Grail Seeker at $46. We also see Balclair and Desert Lightning both in the race. This is the most recent trial at Ellerslie. Leith, what did you make of it?
This is a really good trial, Pip. It was a good fitness run for her. Obviously she gets the Randwick, she's got to fly over there. Monova Stable, really happy how she's travelled. Look, on her best form, she could be a sort of top 4 chance, but she makes a field that's very strong this week. Obviously, Masa Hasazumi rode her at the trials here, nice and relaxed, but the best part of her work was the last 50 metres of the race.
Can she win? Probably not. However, if she does she become the leading light for the Horse of the Year if she's to pick up that particular race? Clearly, they have to train her a specific way to get her to go ping at that fresh up effort. That trial was very, very good. I do think she's long in the market. I thought she would have been in front of Desert Lightning, Balclair, and maybe a couple of others. So I think there's a bit of value there, top 3, top 4 with her. She's very, very good, but she's had an absolute gun sort of field at this point of the season. Let's go have a look at Briasa, Jimmy Star, Kimochi, Magic Time, Sunshine in Paris, Jolly Star. I mean, these are names that are in the best Group 1 sprinting company in Australia. Briasa has long been suggested as a superstar and delivered this day. I thought Jimmy Star was outstanding. I thought Jolie Star was really unlucky along the inside and might be the big improver, but it doesn't get much better than this, and it transfers to Saturday, Lisa. It's a tough old go for Grail Seeker.
Yeah, obviously Briasa, he's had, the 9 starts for 7 wins as well. He jumps to that 59 kilos this week. I thought the run of Jolly Star was really good. It was probably a 3-length advantage to get into the middle of the track, and Zach Lloyd gets on this week. Going back to Grail Seeker, I think the booking of Jason Collett, he'll really suit her. If he rides her quiet, she could be hitting the line late.
I'm going to go with Jolie Star as my top selection. I thought she was... Look, not by design, James is sort of forced down there. She was in the worst of the track conditions. I was blown away with her fresh up performance. I thought that's a superstar. Things didn't go against her in a very, very strong race. I think if she gets any sort of luck, she can represent the Cambridge Stud very, very strongly on Saturday.
I really liked the run of Jolly Star last start. Look, the inside track was inferior. I think the step up to 1,400 metre. Barrier 9 is probably going to suit her as well. She's just one of those horses that needs a bit of space, and if she can get the right part of the track, I think she'll be going very close on Saturday.
There you go. Good luck to Brendan and Joe Lindsay and all of the Kiwis in the all-age stakes. If you want to tune into that race, 5:40 p.m. on Big Saturday. Time to find you our best bet for the Easter weekend. Leith, you're first. Who are you liking?
Yeah, I'm going to take you to race 7 at Randwick, Pip, the Mowat and Shandon Stakes. Look, stay to visit. I can't believe the money he's paying. He was opened at $8 and $2.40. James McDonald on. He has got the outside gate, but I really think the step up to the mile is going to really suit him. And yeah, I think he's a great price at that sort of $7 and $2.40 this week.
I'm going to take you to Easter Monday. Aidan will be full of Easter eggs by then, and a horse called Tycoon Boss. Kevin and Stephen Gray do the training. This is a strong race. He goes around in a maiden tour up 1200 metre. Look, that is on the nominations. If he lines up and you get anything over $2, just lock him in. Make some money on Easter Monday.
Well, like that. And I'm taking you to Saturday Greyhounds for a change. Power Bait, Monaco in race number 6, Class 2 heats, not overly strong. I think should be going home a winner there for Sean Codlin, who has the dog to the inside too, and I just think she'll be the key to a Power Bait's chances. Here's a summary. Ocean Eyes for the Whale at the park. Bevan with Tycoon Boss. Aidan, he was having his fill up on Saturday at Ellerslie with Glamour Tycoon in race 3. I'm with the Power Bait, and Leith rounds us out with State Visit at Randwick on Saturday. And that's us for another week. Thanks to Bevan and Leith, who've been putting in the hard yards, unlike Aidan, who's out having all his Easter eggs. To you out there, have a happy and safe Easter, and we'll catch you back next week.